Hello everyone, and welcome to Reading with Mrs. Adams. I'm Mrs. Adams, and today I have 3 stories, 2 of which are cautionary tales and 1 is a story about kindness. Now, a cautionary tale is simply a story that warns the reader or listener of some danger. It has 3 essential parts. The first part is a taboo. A taboo is simply a behavior, an action that is not desirable, and something that when a character displays it throughout the story, it usually ends up pretty bad for that character. And so it warns us against doing those types of things. So the first cautionary tale I have is actually a fairy tale. It's called The Little Red Hen. Now, the Little Red Hen, she actually does everything right in the story, but she has 3 friends who are not displaying the desired behavior, and they don't like the end of the story and what happens to them in the end. And it might seem a little unfair, but actually this story is going to teach you that working hard and always doing your best is the right thing to do. So this story is a fairy tale, so it's retold and illustrated by Lucinda McQueen, and I think you're going to have fun with The Little Red Hen. The Little Red Hen. Pictures by Lucinda McQueen. The Little Red Hen. Pictures by Lucinda McQueen. Scholastic Incorporated. Once upon a time there was a little red hen who shared her tiny cottage with a goose, a cat, and a dog. The goose was a gossip. She chatted with the neighbors all day long. The cat was very vain. She brushed her fur, straightened her whiskers, and polished her claws all day long. The dog was always sleepy. He napped on the front porch swing all day long. The Little Red Hen ended up doing all of the work around the house. She cooked, she cleaned, she washed the clothes, she took out the trash, she mowed the lawn and raked the leaves. She even did all of the shopping. One morning on her way to market, the Little Red Hen found a few grains of wheat. She put them in the pocket of her apron. When she got home, she asked her friends, "Who will plant these grains of wheat?" "Not I," said the goose. "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the dog. "Then I will plant them myself," said the Little Red Hen, and she did. When the grains of wheat began to sprout, the Little Red Hen cried, "Look, the wheat I planted is coming up. Who will help me take care of it this summer?" "Not I," said the goose. "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the dog. "Then I will take care of it myself," said the Little Red Hen, and she did. All summer long she cared for the growing wheat. She made sure that it got enough water, and she hoed the weeds out carefully between each row. By the end of summer, the wheat had grown tall, and when it turned from green to gold, she asked her friends, "Who will help me cut and thresh this wheat?" "Not I," said the goose. "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the dog. "Then I will cut and thresh it myself," said the Little Red Hen, and she did. When all of the wheat had been cut and threshed, the Little Red Hen scooped the wheat into a wheelbarrow and said, "This wheat must be ground into flour. Who will help me take it to the mill?" "Not I," said the goose. "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the dog. "Then I will take it myself," said the Little Red Hen, and she did. The miller ground the wheat into flour and put it into a bag for the Little Red Hen. Then all by herself she pushed the bag home in the wheelbarrow. One cool fall morning, not many days later, the Little Red Hen got up early and said, "Today would be a perfect day to bake some bread. Who will help me bake a loaf of bread with the flour I brought home from the mill?" "Not I," said the goose. Not I, said the cat.
Not I,
said the dog. Then I will bake the bread myself, said the Little Red Hen, and she did. She mixed the flour with milk and eggs and butter and salt. She kneaded the dough and shaped it into a nice plump loaf. Then she put the loaf in the oven and watched it as it baked. The smell of the baking bread soon filled the air. It smelled so delicious that the goose stopped chatting, the cat stopped brushing, and the dog stopped napping. One by one they came into the kitchen. When the Little Red Hen took the freshly baked loaf of bread out of the oven, she said, "Who will help me eat this bread?" "Oh, I will," said the goose. "And I will," said the cat.
and I will,
said the dog. "You will?" said the Little Red Hen. "Who planted the wheat and took care of it?" "I did." "Who cut the wheat? Who threshed it and took it to the mill?" "I did." "Who brought the flour home and baked this loaf of bread?" "I did. I did it all by myself. Now I am going to eat it all by myself." And that is exactly what she did. And that is the end of The Little Red Hen, pictures by Lucinda McQueen. The second story I have for you today, boys and girls, is called At School, Kindness Starts With You. It's written by Jacqueline Stagg and illustrated by T. Omuscat. Now, in this story, you're going to get lots of ideas of how you can be kind one to another. And being kind is really just displaying love to other people. And it's behaving in a way that you would like others to behave toward you. So I know you're going to enjoy At School, Kindness Starts With You. At School, Kindness Starts With You by Jacqueline Stagg, illustrated by T. Omuscat. At School, Kindness Starts With You by Jacqueline Stagg. Published and written by Jacqueline Stagg. Dedicated to my little girl, may you always choose kindness. Hi, I'm Maddie. It's my job to be kind. Being kind is the best way to stand out. When my mother makes me breakfast, I make sure to use my manners by saying please and thank you. This is what I would want someone to do for me. Being polite shows that you respect and value the other person. When I get on the school bus, I ask the bus driver how his day is because it always brings a smile to his face. This is what I would want someone to do for me. Simply asking someone how they feel shows that you care. When I see someone being left out at school, I invite them to come and play with me and my friends. This is what I would want someone to do for me. Making friends is easy when you include everyone. When I see that a classmate at school gets new glasses, I make sure to tell him how great they look. This is what I would want someone to do for me. A compliment can go a long way in building someone's confidence. When I see someone fall down on the playground, I run over and ask them if they are okay and offer to help. This is what I would want someone to do for me. We all fall down sometimes. It is important to lend a helping hand. When I see that my classmates are waiting to use the swing that I am on, I make sure to give them a turn too. This is what I would want someone to do for me. Everyone gets to play when we take turns. When I accidentally spill paint on my friend's drawing, I make sure to apologize and offer to help clean up. This is what I would want someone to do for me. Saying sorry shows that you are taking responsibility for your actions. Sorry. When my dad picks me up from school, he always asks me about the ways that I showed kindness today. I always have a lot to tell him because being kind is my job. Always remember to treat others the way you would like to be treated. And that is the end of At School, Kindness Starts With You by Jacqueline Stagg, illustrated by T. Omskat. The third and final story I have for you today, boys and girls, is called Kiss the Cow. This is actually the second of our cautionary tales, and it's written by Phyllis Root and illustrated by Will Hillenbrand. Now, the little girl in the story right here, Annalisa, she displays two behaviors that could be undesirable. The first is curiosity and the second is stubbornness. Now, curiosity is not necessarily bad, and stubbornness can sometimes be beneficial as well, especially when you're being stubborn to do the right thing. But in this case, Annalisa makes a bad choice, and it could potentially be disastrous, not just for her, but for all the other children she lives with. But in the end, she decides to obey her Mama May and do the right thing, and she actually becomes somewhat of a hero in the end of the story, and I know you're going to enjoy it. But there's one thing I want to point out about the illustration, and something that I love that when illustrators do this with books. In this particular book, you can see that there's Luella the cow, but what Will Hillenbrand does is he uses not just the front cover of the book, but also the back cover of the book to illustrate Luella the cow. I hope you have fun and enjoy this story as much as I do. Kiss the Cow. Kiss the Cow by Phyllis Root, illustrated by Will Hillenbrand. For Carol, John, Sarah, Becky, Rachel, Joel, Elena, Lydia, Katie, and Amy, PR. For my Uncle Leo, Aunt Ruth, and their 13 children, John, Richard, William, Rosemary, Albert, Edith, Stephen, David, Mildred, Dolores, Margaret, Alma, and Anna. Thanks for wonder-filled days down on the farm. W.H. Kiss the Cow by Phyllis Root, illustrated by Will Hillenbrand, Candlewick Press. Mama May lived where the earth met the sky, and her house was as wide as the prairie. It needed to be. Mama May had so many children she couldn't count them all. Among Mama May's children was one called Annalisa. She wasn't the youngest, and she wasn't the oldest, but she was the most curious and the most stubborn. Every day, Annalisa followed Mama May as she carried her 2 shiny pails to the pasture where she kept Luella, her magic cow with the beautiful brown eyes and the bright curving horns. Every day, Annalisa heard Mama May sing to Luella, "Lovely Luella, your milk never fails. My children are hungry, so please fill my pails. Every day, Annalisa saw Luella's warm, sweet milk flow into the shiny pails until Mama May sang, "Thank you, Luella, my children shall eat cheese fresh and yellow, milk warm and sweet." And every day, Annalisa saw Mama May kiss Luella right on the end of her velvety brown nose. "Ugh!" said Annalisa. "Imagine kissing a cow." Every day, Mama May carried her pails of milk to feed her hungry children. One pail of milk they drank for breakfast. The other pail of milk Mama May heated and salted and pressed into cheese for the children's supper. Cheese so fresh it squeaked between their teeth. Every day, Annalisa wondered, what would it be like to milk a magic cow? The more she wondered, the more curious she grew. And the more curious she grew, the more Annalisa just had to know. Finally, one day she said, "I want to milk Luella." "Never you mind about milking Luella," said Mama May. "If you upset her, she'll never give milk, and then what would we do?" But Annalisa had made up her mind. She took a pail from the sandbox and she sneaked off alone to the pasture. Just like Mama May, Annalisa sang, "Lovely Luella, your milk never fails. My children are hungry, so please fill my pails." Luella's milk flowed into Annalisa's little pail until she sang, "Thank you, Luella, my children shall eat cheese fresh and yellow, milk warm and sweet." Now, this wasn't exactly true, of course, but magic words are magic words, and true or not, they worked. But did Annalisa kiss Luella right on the end of her soft, silky nose? She did not. And the next day, Luella would not give any milk at all, no matter how many times Mama May sang her magic song. It didn't take Mama May long to figure out what had happened. "Annalisa," she cried, "have you been bothering Luella?" "All I did was milk her with my little pail," said Annalisa. "And did you remember to kiss the cow?" asked Mama May. "Me? Kiss a slobbery, bristly cow?" cried Annalisa. "You must kiss the cow to make sure she gives milk again," said Mama May. "Never!" cried Annalisa, and she wouldn't. That day the children ate scraps of bread without milk for breakfast. "Now will you kiss the cow?" asked Mama May. "Never!" said Annalisa. No kiss, no milk. That night the children ate crusts of bread without cheese for supper. "Now will you kiss the cow?" asked Mama May. "Never!" said Annalisa. No kiss, no milk, no cheese. The next day, Mama May's house was full of hungry, crying children. The hungry children crowded around Annalisa. There were so many children they crowded her right out of the house and up the hill to the pasture. "Milk!" they begged. "Cheese!" they pleaded. "Now will you kiss the cow?" asked Mama May. "Never!" cried Annalisa. "Never, never, never!"
'Moo. 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 'Moo.
said Luella, putting her nose in Annalisa's face. Ugh, said Annalisa. But then she looked into Luella's beautiful brown eyes and wondered, what would it be like to kiss a cow? The more she wondered, the more curious she grew. And the more curious she grew, the more Annalisa just had to know. There was only one way to find out. Please kiss the cow, said Mama May. Said Annalisa. But she scrunched up her eyes, bunched up her face, and kissed Luella. Luella smelled of fresh hay and sunshine and clover. Her nose felt silky and warm and dry. Mama May sang her magic song. Luella's milk began to flow. The children cheered, and Annalisa felt so fine. She kissed the cow again. And that is the end of Kiss the Cow by Phyllis Root, illustrated by Will Hillenbrand. Thank you so much for joining me today, boys and girls, and I hope you learned a lot of ways to express kindness one to another. It's simply doing for others the way you would have them do for you. And I hope you learned from the Little Red Hen the importance of always working hard and doing your best. And from the story Kiss the Cow, the importance of being obedient to those adults in authority over you, like your mom and dad or your teachers. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, you can do so. Just tap the word subscribe right there, and that way you'll be sure to get all the latest videos with stories and poems from Reading with Mrs. Adams. One truth I want you always to remember, and that is that God loves you so much. So dare to dream the impossible, because all things are possible with God. I love you. Until next time, goodbye.